My name is Dennis Hole Asante from both Ghanaian and British background. My dad is a British, my mom is a Ghanaian. And my mom is an Ashanti specifically. And I got the name Asante from my granddad from my mom's side. I had a lot of friends and got into drinking, smoking. And you know, anybody who lives that kind of life, womanizing is constant. I could not even know the number of girlfriends I had, being brought up by my grandparents from my mom's side, and my grandmother being someone who was trading in yams, was trying to take care of myself, my siblings, and other people, because we are two, and we had others. I had other siblings and cousins. You can name them, and it was tough. You know, we were not having life so easily. Life was so tough, and all of us being in one place, like one room. You can imagine how difficult things were. I got to a point that I was a serious and a chain smoker. I smoked, cigarettes a lot. That I can use like 10 minutes to finish a packet of cigarettes. I smoked weed, trying. So drinking was constant. One day something happened, as I was saying. I went out, drank as usual, smoked as usual, and a friend of mine bought cigarette, a packet of cigarette, and I picked out 2 sticks of the cigarette that I will smoke later. So I bring that thing to the house. When I brought it to the house, I entered into the room, opened one plate like that, put it in, covered it, and I covered it. And when I covered it, thinking that the next day when I'm stepping out, I'll just pick it. To my amazement, the next day, I opened the lid. I did not see it. The cigarette had vanished. I didn't understand. I said, wow, is this one a magic or what? And my uncle also smoked. So when I was moving around our compound, I saw a piece of cigarette. So I didn't bother. I went out. When I was coming back home late in the night, I met a cousin of mine. She met me by the gate and asked me, because I'm called Kwame because of the day I was born on Saturday, and everybody in Ghana born Saturday is called Kwame or Kwabi, you can name them. So he said, Kwame, you smoke. I said, what do you mean by that? Who said I smoke? I remember vividly that time was around September, thereabout. You smoke? I said, what do you mean? I don't. So she now asked me, what of the cigarette found in your room? I now realized that I've been caught. So I was trying to find a way of dodging it. And you know, the devil always gives ideas. So I got one idea. My granddad called me, said, Kwame, tell me the truth. You're just sitting by me like that. You smoke? I said, no. I said you smoke? I said, no, I don't smoke. He said, what of the cigarette I found in your room? And this thing happened the same place I put the cigarette that I could not see. They saw it there. So what happened? And he now asked me, what of the cigarette I found in your room? I just told him, oh, somebody sent me. And when I came, the person wasn't there, so I had to keep it, and I slept off. And my granddad did not hear what I said. He heard a different thing altogether. He heard me confess that I smoke. I'm sorry. So he now said that if you smoke and you say you are sorry and you won't do that again, I have forgiven you. I got into my room. I was so surprised. Immediately I got into my room, I just heard a voice that said, why don't you change and be free? So it's like nobody preached to me. I just knelt down and said, God, forgive me. I'm sorry. I will not do that again. I decided to do the work for God, to move on with God, because I realized something, that without God, I can do nothing. Except Him, that is when I can move. And I decided that if this is my destiny, I have to move on with it. If this is my life, I have to move on with this. And there's nothing like defending your destiny, defending your future. Because I knew God had been calling me all this while, just that I was being stubborn. But things were not easy. Things were not easy at all. I moved from Kumasi, went to Accra, and you can see hunger. I suffered a lot. I passed through a lot. That was a time I was walking on the high street, and I stood in the midst of the high street, and I said, God, you did not call me, I called myself. And I was frustrated. But God being so good, you know, His word is always true. His word is always perfect. And when I heard onto that, I started to do research and know how important to do the work of God. Talking about my son Alan, I was preaching in Nigeria. I received a text message that I should call home. So I called the number that sent me the text message that what is happening. But the person could not tell me, talking, and I said, what is happening? And he said, you call home, your house, fire. Because she felt she cannot tell me, so I should call one of my friends, or I should call home. So all this while I was thinking that has something happened to my grandma? And I called, and my friend told me that he has said that our house have caught fire. And in the process of that, my son have died in the fire. He has been burnt in the fire. In fact, it was something else. So I called my auntie and I said, what is happening? Because I used my Ghana line to call. So she was thinking that I was still in Ghana. So when I called her, she said, Kwame, come home. I said, come home for what? What is happening? What is happening? So when she started crying, I just cut off the phone. And I realized that my son had died in a fire. And on my way coming from Accra to Kumasi, which is about 4 hours journey, I told them, they were waiting for me with the body. So I told them they should go and bury him. I don't want to see the body. I don't want to see, because if I see my son, I don't know what will happen. So they went and buried him. And even as I'm talking to now, I don't even know where they buried him, because I don't want to even see it till now. I came back home, and after 7 days, I still traveled back to go and preach, because God gave me. What can I do? If God have taken him, I cannot question him. I heard people talking that why must I see people's problem? Why must I be a prophet and this thing happens to me? That one, I don't understand why they say that. Job was called a prophet, but worse things happened to him. God allowed it to happen. So who am I? Even Isaiah said one day, he said, as for this, the Lord hid it from me. God wanted to take him, that's why he took him. He wanted to let the boy go, that's why. You can ask, why must he die in fire? Why must Christians also die in accident? It's just an accident. Sometimes our ignorance also creates a whole lot of things, a whole lot of mess that we shouldn't even blame the devil. And I don't give the credit to the devil, I give the credit to God, because he knows the way. If he does not allow it, if he does not permit it, it can never happen. I will just say this one thing to people watching me and going through many things. Sometimes our backgrounds can affect our future, because the Bible says if the foundation is destroyed, what can the righteous do? But it takes one person to stand to redeem the family. It takes one person to stand to liberate the family. It takes one person to stand to break that curse of the family. You are born for a purpose. You are born for a generation. You are born for some people. Make sure you affect their lives positively. Make sure you get to them positively. Somebody needs you to survive. Somebody needs you to make it. Somebody needs you to excel. If you fail, they have all failed. If you go down, they have all gone down. But if you go up, they will go up. So for you not to destroy the lives of others, just try to make it, if not for you, but for somebody out there. Don't think about yourself. Don't be selfish. Don't be greedy. Think about somebody out there. Someone has been born because of you. Someone has been born because of your gifts. Live for that person. Work for that person. When the person is blessed, you are blessed. When the person gets life, you get life.